The night fell over the city like a veil of mystery, and the square pulsed with life. Amid laughter and conversations, Lily Parker stood out, but not by choice. A determined woman, she felt like an island amid the commotion. What she didn't know was that on this night, her destiny was about to change. Then he appeared. Ethan Wells, the magnate who not only dominated the business world, but also had a reputation for winning hearts. His piercing gaze met hers, and for a brief moment the world around them faded away. The butterflies in her stomach and the irresistible curiosity were undeniable. "So, you're the famous Lily Parker," he said, his voice smooth as velvet, as he approached her. She turned, surprised. The man before her was not just a pretty face, he radiated a confidence that made her heart race. "And you must be the feared Ethan Wells, the man who gets everything he wants," she replied, trying to maintain her composure. Though her voice trembled slightly, he let out a laugh, a deep sound that echoed in the night and wrapped her in an unexpected warmth. "It seems my reputation precedes me, but believe me, I'm more than just a name," he said, his eyes shining with a mystery that drew her in even more. Lily felt a mix of fascination and caution. What could a man like Ethan want with an ordinary woman like her? "What do you want from me?" she challenged, crossing her arms. "Nothing that I'm not willing to give," Ethan replied, a persuasive smile on his lips. "Just a chance to get to know you better." What started as a mere exchange of glances quickly transformed into a game of seduction. The following weeks were a dance between two distinct worlds. He took her to lavish dinners, bought her flowers, and surrounded her with an attention that left her both flattered and suspicious. Each gesture felt like a move on a chessboard, and Lily wondered if he was truly conquering her or merely playing a game. "You don't need to spend so much money on me," Lily said one night, illuminated by lanterns in the park, trying to establish an emotional barrier. "I like to spend on you," Ethan replied, his eyes locked on hers as if trying to penetrate her soul. "It's an investment worth making." Her words hung in the air. "Do you think you can buy my love like this?" Ethan hesitated, a serious look on his face. "No, it doesn't work that way. What I want goes far beyond money. I want you to get to know me." Lily's heart raced. There was something in his voice, a sincerity that made her want to open up. But the fear still held her back. "So what do you really want?" she asked, seeking to understand his true intentions. "I want you to give me a chance. Let's explore this together." He stepped closer, holding her hand, and the touch sent a wave of conflicting emotions through her. As they walked under the stars, Lily knew she was about to embark on a journey filled with twists and turns, where the lines between love and interest would become increasingly blurred. Could she trust a man who seemed to buy hearts, even if his was now in her hands? As they continued to walk, the tension between them was palpable. Lily could feel the weight of Ethan's gaze, as if he were trying to read her every thought. "Do you always approach women like this?" she asked, trying to lighten the mood while probing for the truth. Ethan chuckled softly. "Only the ones who intrigue me. And you, Lily, are unlike anyone I've met before." His words wrapped around her like a warm embrace, but doubt crept in. "You say that to all the women you charm with your money and connections." He shook his head, a serious expression replacing his playful demeanor. "I can see why you might think that, but I assure you, it's not just about that for me. There's something genuine about you that draws me in." Lily felt a flutter of warmth at his compliment, but she quickly brushed it aside. "You don't really know me. You're only seeing what I let you see." "Then let me see more," he urged, his voice earnest. "I want to understand who you truly are beyond the surface. Show me the real Lily." A challenge hung in the air. Lily hesitated, considering the walls she had built around herself. But there was a part of her that was curious. Curious about him, and about what could happen if she let him in. "All right," she said slowly, taking a deep breath. "But I have to warn you, I'm not easy to handle." Ethan grinned, his eyes sparkling with excitement. "Good. I like a challenge." The weeks turned into a whirlwind of shared secrets and laughter. They explored the city together, from quaint coffee shops to breathtaking viewpoints. With each encounter, Lily found herself drawn to Ethan's charm, but she also remained cautious, constantly reminding herself of his reputation. One evening, they found themselves at a rooftop bar, the city lights twinkling below them. Ethan leaned in closer, his voice barely above a whisper. I want you to trust me, Lily. I know I've made mistakes in the past, but I'm not just looking for a fling. I want something real. Her heart raced at his confession, but doubt still lingered in her mind. You say that now, but what happens when the thrill wears off? Will I be just another notch on your belt? Ethan reached for her hand, his grip firm yet gentle. You're not like anyone else, and I don't want you to be. You challenge me in ways I never expected. I don't just want to buy your love. I want to earn it. His sincerity struck a chord deep within her, igniting a flicker of hope. But as much as she wanted to believe him, a voice in the back of her mind urged caution. Let's take it slow, she suggested, needing to establish some boundaries. I need time to figure things out. Time is all I can give you, Ethan replied, his eyes locked onto hers with unwavering intensity. I'm not going anywhere. As the night unfolded, the connection between them deepened. But Lily knew they were walking a fine line. Could she let herself fall for a man who had built his life on buying and selling? And could Ethan truly be different from the others? With those questions weighing on her heart, they shared a lingering gaze. Both aware that their journey was just beginning, and that the road ahead would be filled with both challenges and revelations. The connection between Lily and Ethan grew as time passed, but Lily still struggled with her own insecurities. One day, while they were having coffee at a cozy cafe, Ethan broke the silence. Lily, I really want you to get to know me better. Let's go out tonight. I can show you a special place, he said, his eyes shining with excitement. She hesitated. What do you have in mind? A place where I can be myself without the expectations of the business world. A place where we can just be the two of us, he explained, his expression sincere. Lily found herself smiling. All right, I'm in. But I can't promise it will be easy. Ethan smiled back, and her heart raced. Nothing worthwhile is easy. That night they met at a hidden restaurant, surrounded by twinkling trees and candles. The atmosphere was intimate, and Lily felt at ease as soon as they sat down. This place is amazing, she said, looking around. How did you find it? A friend took me here when I needed to escape the stress. It's my refuge, Ethan replied, taking her hand across the table. Lily felt butterflies in her stomach, but also a wave of comfort. I like it. It's cozy. Ethan smiled. Just like you. The conversation flowed easily, and with each word, Lily felt more connected to him. She began sharing stories about her childhood, her passions, and even her fears. But there was still a part of herself she kept hidden. Do you have any idea who I am? She suddenly asked, insecurity creeping in. I'm trying to find out, Ethan replied, the sincerity in his voice making her feel vulnerable. And that's what fascinates me most about you. You're full of mysteries. And what if those mysteries aren't that interesting? She retorted, challenging him. I don't believe that. Everyone has layers. I want to get to the bottom of who you are, Lily, he said, his eyes fixed on hers. The tension in the air was palpable. For a moment, Lily got lost in the depth of his gaze. She wanted to open up, but fear paralyzed her. How could she allow herself to love someone who could simply discard her? Ethan, do you really want to know who I am? She asked, her voice barely a whisper. Yes, I do, and I want you to know me too. Tell me something no one else knows, he urged, encouraging her. She took a deep breath, trying to find the courage. I'm afraid to open up. Afraid of being just another notch on your belt. Ethan tightened his grip on her hand. I'm not like that, and you know it. I want to be what you need, but I need you to trust me. His words penetrated her heart, but Lily's insecurities kept her at bay. She knew she was falling for him, but doubt continued to haunt her. I don't know if I can, she admitted, looking down, embarrassed. Then let's take it slow. I'll be here no matter what, Ethan assured her, his tone calm and reassuring. They finished dinner and walked under the stars, the atmosphere between them charged with expectation and uncertainty. As they walked, Lily felt the barrier that protected her beginning to crumble. You're an incredible person, Lily, Ethan said, breaking the silence. And I'm not going to give up on you. His declaration made her feel exposed, but also hopeful. Lily knew she needed to face her fears and give a chance to what was growing between them. As the days turned into weeks, Lily and Ethan's relationship blossomed, but Lily's doubts continued to haunt her. On a sunny day as they walked through a park, Ethan stopped and looked at her. Lily, I feel like we're getting closer. But I want you to know that I'm not here just for fun. I want something serious, he said, sincerity evident in his voice. Lily turned to him, surprised. Serious? How can I be sure you're not just saying that? You're a powerful man, Ethan. Your world revolves around money and business. I know how that looks, but you're different from me, he replied, his expression intense. When I'm with you, I feel like I can be myself, away from the pressure and expectations. I'm not just a businessman. I'm a man who cares. And what if that's not enough? What if I'm not the person you think I am? Lily questioned, fear overtaking her. Then let's figure it out together. I want to know you for real, every part of you, Ethan said, reaching out and gently touching her face. You don't have to be afraid to open up. I won't hurt you. She hesitated, her mind battling between the desire to trust and the fear of getting hurt again. That's easy to say, but what happens when things get tough? I won't give up on you, Ethan declared firmly. Never. I'm not like the others. I want to fight for us. Those words resonated in her heart, and for the first time, Lily began to believe that maybe, just maybe, she could open up. Okay, I'll try to trust you. But I need time. Ethan smiled, a smile that lit up his face. Then let's enjoy every moment. I'm here for you, always. From that day on, they became inseparable. They spent long hours talking, exploring each other's secrets. Lily began to relax in his presence, feeling more comfortable sharing her experiences and fears. One night, while they sat at a lakeside bar, Ethan turned to Lily, a glimmer in his eyes. You look beautiful in the moonlight. Do you know that? She smiled, blushing. You're a smooth talker, Ethan, but that means a lot to me. I say what I feel, and what I feel is that you're special, he said, pulling her closer. And if you let me, I want you to know that my heart is yours. Lily looked into his eyes and for the first time saw the sincerity, but a part of her still hesitated. What if you change your mind? What if I end up getting hurt again? No, that won't happen. I won't let it, Ethan promised firmly. His words gave Lily hope, but insecurities still haunted her. She wanted to believe in him, but the fear of fully opening up still paralyzed her. Lily and Ethan were becoming closer, and the connection they shared was undeniable. However, the shadow of the past still lingered over them, and Lily couldn't shake the memories that haunted her. One night, as they cooked together in Ethan's kitchen, Lily felt a wave of nostalgia. You know, I used to cook with my mom when I was a child. It was a way for us to bond, she said, stirring the ingredients in the pot. Ethan paused, cutting the vegetables, and looked at her, curious. What happened? Why did you stop cooking? When she passed away, everything changed. The kitchen became filled with memories, and I couldn't handle it. I just avoided it, Lily confessed, her voice trembling. I'm so sorry, Lily. You shouldn't have to go through that alone, Ethan replied, moving closer to her. You can share those memories with me. I'm here to listen. She smiled, but the sadness was still present in her eyes. It's hard, but you're right. Talking about it can help. Then let's make it a tradition. Let's cook together whenever we can. That way you can tell me about your memories, he suggested, taking her hand. Lily felt warmth in her heart. That would be wonderful, Ethan. Thank you for being here for me. I'll always be, he promised, leaning in to kiss her softly. The smell of the food began to fill the air, and as they cooked, Lily allowed herself to laugh and share stories about her childhood. Ethan listened attentively, asking questions and laughing at the mischief she described. The tension began to dissipate, and for a moment she felt truly free. But the past was not far behind. During dinner, as they enjoyed their creations, Ethan decided to bring up something that concerned him. Lily, I want you to know that your happiness is important to me. I care about you, and if something is bothering you, I want you to tell me. She hesitated, her heart racing. Actually, there is something that's been bothering me. What is it? He asked, looking her in the eyes. It's about us. I don't want to hold you back. What if I'm not the person you deserve? She said, vulnerability in her voice almost making her want to pull back. Lily, you're not holding me back. You're giving me life. I've never met anyone like you. And this isn't about what I deserve, but about what we're building together, Ethan replied firmly. She took a deep breath, feeling the pressure lift. I just need more time. I need to understand my feelings before I fully surrender. And I'll be here, waiting for you, Ethan stated, sincerity in his gaze. Don't worry, I'm willing to wait as long as you need. In that moment, Lily felt a weight lift off her shoulders. Ethan's presence was comforting, and she began to realize that maybe she could open up more to him. Days turned into weeks, and Lily and Ethan's relationship continued to evolve. Although she was allowing herself to open up more, there was still a barrier that prevented her from fully surrendering. One Saturday night, they decided to attend a charity event that Ethan was organizing. As they got ready, Lily felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. "You look stunning, Lily," Ethan said, adjusting his tie as he admired the woman beside him. She wore a red dress that accentuated her curves, and her hair fell in soft waves. "Thank you, Ethan. You look very handsome too," Lily replied, trying to hide the insecurity she still felt. "But I don't know if I'm ready for this kind of event." "Why not? You'll do great, and I'll be by your side the whole time," he assured, taking her hand and looking into her eyes. She took a deep breath, trying to convince herself that everything would be okay. "All right, let's go." When they arrived at the event, the atmosphere was filled with glamour and elegance. Rich and influential people circulated the hall, chatting and doing business. Ethan was in his element, greeting friends and colleagues with a confident smile. However, Lily felt a bit out of place, surrounded by people who seemed so different from her. "Hey, are you okay?" Ethan asked, noticing her worried expression. "Just a little nervous. It's all so new to me," she admitted, biting her lip. "I understand. But remember, you don't have to compare yourself to anyone. You are unique, and that's what matters most," Ethan said, wrapping his arm around her waist. "And you're here with me. Let's have fun." Lily smiled, feeling a bit more at ease. As the night went on, she began to interact with the guests, and Ethan's confidence helped her loosen up. They danced, laughed, and for a moment, she forgot all her insecurities. However, during a conversation with an influential businessman, the tone of the night changed. The man looked at Ethan and, in a mocking tone, said, "Why are you wasting your time with a woman like her? You could have anyone." Lily froze, her heart pounding in her chest. The insecurity she tried to ignore came rushing back in an instant. Ethan, sensing the change in atmosphere, turned to the man with a serious look. "She's the woman I chose. That's all that matters." Ethan's response surprised everyone around, but the businessman wasn't shaken. "Ah, so it's a fairy tale romance, is it? Good luck with that." Lily looked at Ethan, her heart tightening. "Ethan, I don't want to be a burden to you," she said, vulnerability shining through her voice. "You're not a burden. You're my choice, and I don't care about other people's opinions," Ethan stated firmly, holding her hands tightly. His response gave Lily a new sense of strength. She knew she still needed to face her insecurities, but she was starting to understand that Ethan truly cared for her. After the tension of the event, Lily felt more confident in Ethan's presence. Over the week, they spent more and more time together, exploring the city, dining at restaurants, and even venturing into new activities like dance classes. With each shared experience, their connection deepened. One night, while they were at home, Ethan surprised Lily with an unexpected invitation. "How about we take a weekend trip? Just the two of us. We could go to that cabin in the mountains you mentioned," he suggested, a sparkle in his eyes. Lily hesitated. The idea of escaping to the mountains was tempting, but the fear of fully exposing herself to Ethan still haunted her. "I would love to, but what if I can't open up like you expect?" she asked, insecurity showing in her voice. "Lily, I don't expect anything from you other than to be yourself. This trip could be a great opportunity for us to relax and get to know each other better," Ethan replied, taking her hands and looking into her eyes. "I promise it won't be forced at all." She considered the proposal, the image of the cozy cabin and majestic mountains flashing through her mind. "All right, let's go," she said, a smile forming on her face. The weekend arrived quickly, and when they reached the cabin, Lily felt a wave of tranquility. The nature surrounding them was breathtaking, and the fresh air made her feel alive. While Ethan prepared dinner, she explored the cabin, admiring the stunning views through the window. That night, as they settled into the living room, with a crackling fireplace creating a cozy atmosphere, Ethan started to talk. "You know, I've always loved spending time in nature. It makes me feel connected to what really matters." "That's true. I also enjoy being outdoors. It's a great way to relax, Lily replied, feeling more at ease. So, what do you like to do when you're alone in nature? He asked, leaning forward, interested. Lily thought for a moment, her mind recalling times when she isolated herself to think. I like to walk and reflect. Sometimes I just sit and listen to the sounds of nature. It helps clear my mind. That's amazing. I wish you could do that more often. You deserve some time for yourself, Ethan said, his voice soft. She looked at him, realizing how supportive he was. Thank you, Ethan. I really need that. You make me feel safe. And you'll always have that with me. I want you to know that I'm here for you, no matter what happens, Ethan affirmed, holding her hands gently. In that moment, Lily felt warmth spreading through her chest. It was the first time she truly believed his words. Throughout the night, they talked and laughed, and Lily realized she was opening up to Ethan in ways she never imagined. As they prepared for bed, Ethan looked at her and said, I'm glad we decided to come. I feel like we're getting closer. Me too. I feel like I'm starting to break free from my barriers, Lily replied, her voice soft. So, how about we make the most of this weekend? Let's have some fun, he suggested, winking at her. Lily smiled, her heart light. I'm ready for that. The next morning, Lily woke up to the rays of sunlight filtering through the cabin windows. The smell of fresh coffee completely awakened her. She stretched and got out of bed, feeling rejuvenated. As she entered the kitchen, she found Ethan preparing breakfast, his presence comforting. Good morning, sleepyhead, Ethan joked, turning to her with a radiant smile. I hope you're ready for a day full of adventures. Good morning. What do you have in mind? Lily asked, sitting at the table and watching him with curiosity. I thought we could hike to a waterfall I found. The trail is beautiful, and the place is amazing, Ethan explained, pouring a glass of orange juice. And who knows, we could even have a picnic. The idea of a hike and a picnic by the waterfall made Lily's heart race. That sounds wonderful. I'm totally in, she replied excitedly. After a light breakfast, they got ready and set out towards the trail. As they walked, Lily felt increasingly comfortable with Ethan, and the conversation flowed naturally. They discussed everything from their dreams and aspirations to their childhood memories. When I was a kid, I always dreamed of climbing mountains. There was something magical about the idea of being on top of the world, Ethan shared, gazing at the horizon with a sparkle in his eyes. That's beautiful. I used to spend hours drawing landscapes in art class. Nature always inspired me, Lily revealed, feeling connected to him in a new way. As they approached the waterfall, the sound of the falling water intensified. Finally, they arrived, and the spectacle was breathtaking. The crystal-clear water formed a natural pool surrounded by rocks and lush vegetation. Wow, this is incredible, Lily exclaimed, looking around in wonder. Ethan smiled. I knew you would love it. Let's have the picnic first, and then we can cool off. They settled on a picnic blanket that Ethan had brought and enjoyed sandwiches and fruit. During the meal, they continued to laugh and share stories, and Lily felt closer to him with every moment. So, what do you hope for the future? Ethan asked, looking intently at her. Lily hesitated. The words were on the tip of her tongue. I want to be happy and find a purpose. Sometimes I feel lost in a sea of uncertainties, she admitted, looking down. Ethan watched her closely. It's normal to feel that way. The important thing is to be open to new experiences and willing to take risks, he said, his voice encouraging. After the picnic, they decided to cool off in the water. Lily hesitated for a moment, but Ethan, noticing her hesitation, held her hand. Come on, I promise it'll be fun. With a nervous smile, Lily agreed, and together they stepped into the cold water. Laughter and joy enveloped them as they played, and soon Lily forgot her insecurities. The connection between them was growing stronger, and she realized she was opening up in ways she never imagined. After they cooled off, they sat on a rock, watching the waterfall. You know, I'm so happy we're here together. This weekend has been everything I needed, Lily said, feeling a wave of gratitude. I feel the same. You deserve moments like this, Lily, Ethan replied, looking into her eyes. And I want you to know I'm here to support you. In a moment of impulse, Lily leaned in and gave him a light kiss on the cheek. Thank you for being so amazing. Ethan smiled, his gaze full of affection. That was unexpected but very welcome, he said, and they both laughed. As the day drew to a close, they sat by the water, soaking in the beauty around them. The sense of freedom and happiness was palpable, and Lily knew she was beginning to let herself fall for this relationship. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in orange and pink, Lily and Ethan enjoyed each other's company in comfortable silence. It was as if the world around them had disappeared, leaving just the two of them and the magic of the moment. "It's amazing how time seems to pass more slowly when we're having fun," Ethan commented, breaking the silence. "Sometimes I wonder if we're missing precious moments amid the hustle and bustle of everyday life." Lily agreed, looking at the vibrant colors of the sky. "That's true. Sometimes we forget to stop and appreciate the little things. This weekend made me realize how much I needed this," she replied, feeling a new sense of clarity. "I'm glad you're enjoying it. I wish you could see how special you are," Ethan said, his gaze sincere and deep. "You have a light that brightens up the room around you." Ethan's words touched Lily in a way she didn't expect. She had always felt insecure about herself, but hearing this from Ethan warmed her heart. "Thank you, Ethan. That really means a lot to me," she said, blushing. "I mean it. You deserve to be valued," he replied, holding her hand gently. As the sky darkened, they decided to head back to the cabin. On the way, they talked about their favorite songs and movies, laughing and having fun as if they were old friends. The connection between them grew stronger with each laugh and every exchanged glance. When they arrived at the cabin, Ethan lit the fireplace, and the flickering light of the flames illuminated the room, creating an intimate atmosphere. They sat on the couch, and Ethan brought a blanket, covering both of them. "Do you remember the first time we met?" Ethan asked, looking at Lily with a mischievous smile. "Of course! I was so nervous that day," Lily laughed, recalling the job interview that had nearly made her faint. "And I was so impressed by your passion for design. I knew you were different from the start," Ethan confessed, his expression turning more serious. "Do you really think so?" Lily asked, a mix of surprise and joy. "Yes, you have a special way of seeing the world, and that drew me in," he replied, leaning in a bit closer. Lily's heart raced. "And I've always admired your determination and leadership. You're so passionate about what you do," she said, her voice soft. The atmosphere was charged with tension, and in a moment of impulse, Ethan leaned in even closer, looking into Lily's eyes. "Can I ask you a question?" he murmured. "Sure, what is it?" Lily replied, holding her breath. "Do you think I could win your heart?" he asked, his voice low and hopeful. Time seemed to stop for a moment. Lily felt a whirlwind of emotions, insecurity and hope battling within her. "Ethan, I don't know, this is all so new to me," she said, her voice hesitant. "I understand. Just know that I'm here, willing to wait for you if you want," he replied, his sincerity touching Lily's heart. She looked at him, feeling an irresistible urge to lean closer. "Ethan, you're already winning my heart, even if I'm not sure what that means yet," she confessed. Ethan's smile lit up his face. "Then let's enjoy every moment and see where it takes us," he said, his gaze bright with hope. With the warmth of the fireplace surrounding them, they shared laughter, stories and glances as the night progressed, both aware that something special was forming between them. The next morning arrived with the soft light of the sun filtering through the cabin windows. Lily slowly woke up, feeling refreshed and filled with anticipation. The smell of fresh coffee drew her into the kitchen, where she found Ethan preparing breakfast. "Good morning, sleepyhead," Ethan joked, turning around with a smile. "I thought you could use some coffee before we start our adventure-filled day." "Good morning. That sounds perfect," Lily replied, still wearing a sleepy smile. "What do you have planned for today?" "I was thinking we could explore the trail that leads to that lake I mentioned. The scenery is beautiful, and there's a perfect spot for a picnic," Ethan suggested, pouring coffee into 2 mugs. "That sounds amazing. I'm ready for a new adventure," Lily said, her excitement growing as she envisioned the day ahead. After a light and tasty breakfast, the two got ready to head out. Lily put on a comfortable t-shirt and sweatpants, while Ethan opted for a flannel shirt and jeans. With a backpack on their backs, they set off toward the trail. The path to the lake was lined with tall trees, and the sunlight danced between the leaves, creating a magical atmosphere. As they walked, they talked about everything and nothing, laughing at stories and revealing details about their lives. Have you ever been camping before? Ethan asked, watching Lily with curiosity. Actually, no. I've always been more of a city girl. My dad used to take me camping, but I never really got into it, she replied, reminiscing about childhood moments. I loved camping when I was younger. The freedom of being outdoors, away from the hustle and bustle of the city, is something special, Ethan commented, glancing around with a sparkle in his eyes. That sounds so liberating. I definitely need to experience more of that, Lily agreed, feeling inspired by his passion. Finally, they arrived at the lake, and the view was breathtaking. The water reflected the blue sky, and the mountains in the background created a perfect backdrop. Wow, this is amazing, Lily exclaimed. Awestruck. I knew you would love it. Let's find a good spot for the picnic, Ethan said, leading her to a grassy area by the water's edge. After spreading out the blanket and arranging the food they brought, they sat down and began to enjoy their lunch. The conversation flowed naturally, with Ethan asking questions and Lily responding sincerely. What's your biggest dream? Ethan asked, looking at her with genuine interest. Lily hesitated for a moment, thinking, I've always dreamed of opening my own design studio, where I could express my creativity and help others find their styles. But sometimes, I feel scared to take that step, she admitted, her voice low. You have so much talent. You shouldn't be afraid. If you follow your heart, good things will come, Ethan encouraged, his sincerity shining through. Lily smiled, grateful for his support. Thank you, Ethan. You're always so positive and encouraging. That means a lot to me, she said, lightly touching his hand. As they ate, the light and relaxed atmosphere enveloped the two, and the tension that had existed before gradually dissipated. When they finished, Ethan looked at the lake and said, Do you want to take a stroll by the water? Of course, let's go, Lily replied, her heart racing at the idea of venturing further. The two stood up and began to explore the shores of the lake, playing and laughing as they skipped stones across the water. Lily felt more at ease and happier than ever. You know, I'm really enjoying this weekend, Ethan said, stopping to look into Lily's eyes. And I would love to do this more often. Lily felt a wave of joy. Me too. This is so special to me, Ethan, she confessed, sensing that their connection was deepening with every moment. So let's promise we'll see each other again soon. This is just the beginning, right? Ethan said, a hopeful smile on his face. Definitely. I'm looking forward to more adventures with you, she replied, her eyes sparkling. As they walked back to the cabin, both knew that what was growing between them was something real and precious, and that the journey was just beginning. The cabin was filled with a joyful atmosphere as Lily and Ethan returned from their adventure. They were buzzing with energy and laughing about the fun moments of the day. As soon as they stepped inside, Ethan looked around and said, What do you think about doing something fun tonight? Maybe a movie? I'd love that. What kind of movie do you have in mind? Lily asked, taking off her shoes and settling onto the couch. How about a rom-com? I always think romantic movies are a good way to see how love is portrayed. Plus we could use more laughs, Ethan replied, picking up the remote. Perfect. I love rom-coms. Let's choose one, Lily smiled, excited about the idea. As they browsed through streaming services, they settled on a movie that looked funny and lighthearted. Once the movie started, they snuggled on the couch, sharing a bowl of popcorn. The chemistry between them was palpable, and the atmosphere was charged with anticipation. Have you seen this movie before? Ethan asked, looking at Lily. No, never. I've heard some people talk about it, but I've never had the chance to watch it, Lily replied, her eyes sparkling with curiosity. As the plot unfolded, they laughed together, commenting on the funny scenes and the characters. The connection between them grew with each shared laugh. In the end, what do you think makes a relationship work? Ethan asked, his serious tone contrasting with the light mood of the movie. Lily thought for a moment. I believe it's communication and the ability to support each other, even through difficulties. And of course, a little fun never hurts, she replied, looking into his eyes. You're right. We need to laugh and enjoy each other's company. That's essential, Ethan agreed, a smile on his face. As the movie came to an end, the room was filled with laughter and a sense of lightness. That was great. I loved it, Lily exclaimed, getting up from the couch. Me too. We should make this a tradition every time we meet. Ethan suggested, looking at her with a sparkle in his eyes. Definitely. I'm loving every moment, Lily replied, her heart warmed by the joy of the day. After the movie, they decided to take a short walk around the cabin, enjoying the cool evening breeze. The stars shone brightly in the sky, and the silence of nature was comforting. Did you know the stars have their own stories? Ethan asked, looking up. Really? I'd love to know more about that. Lily replied, curious. Yes, many constellations have fascinating mythologies. For example, the Orion constellation is based on a hunter from Greek mythology. I always thought that was so cool, Ethan explained, pointing at the stars. Wow, that's amazing. I never knew that, Lily said, admiring how he shared his passions. As they walked, Ethan stopped and looked at Lily. You know, I'm really happy you're here. It means a lot to me, he said, sincerity in his voice. I feel the same way, Ethan. I'm so grateful to have met you. This has been so much more than I expected, Lily replied, feeling warmth in her heart. At that moment, the atmosphere between them seemed to shift. Ethan stepped a little closer, his hands lightly touching hers. Do you think we could be more than friends? He asked, his gaze intense. Lily felt her heart race. I would really like that, she confessed, her gaze locked onto his. The tension in the air was palpable, and they were only a few inches apart. Ethan leaned in slightly, and Lily didn't hesitate to move closer too. Their lips met in a soft kiss filled with promises. It was a moment that sealed the connection they had built, and they both knew nothing would be the same again. When they finally pulled apart, Lily looked at Ethan with a radiant smile. That was perfect. I knew there was something special between us, Ethan replied, his smile lighting up his face. And this is just the beginning, right? Lily asked, hopeful. Definitely, Ethan answered, holding her hand as they walked back to the cabin, ready for a new chapter in their lives. He to the smell and came out of the bedroom, rubbing his eyes. Good morning. What's going on here? He asked with a sleepy smile. Good morning. I made a special breakfast for us. I hope you're hungry, Lily replied, excited. I definitely am. This smells amazing, Ethan said, moving closer to the table where breakfast was set. As they sat down to eat, Lily couldn't help but observe Ethan. He looked so relaxed and happy. How did you sleep? She asked, grabbing a pancake. Sleeping was easy, especially after last night. I can hardly believe we finally kissed. Ethan replied, looking at her with a playful smile. So can I. It was magical, Lily said, her voice softening as she remembered the moment. After breakfast, they decided to explore the area around the cabin. There's a trail to a small waterfall not far from here. Shall we? Ethan suggested, excited. I love waterfalls. Let's go. Lily replied, grabbing a backpack and packing some essentials. The hike along the trail was filled with laughter and conversation. They had fun sharing stories about their childhoods and discussing their dreams for the future. As they approached the waterfall, the sound of rushing water grew louder, and the excitement in the air was palpable. When they finally arrived, the view was breathtaking. The crystal-clear water cascaded over the rocks, creating a rainbow in the mist. Wow, this is amazing, Lily exclaimed in awe. And the best part is we're here together, Ethan said, taking her hand and pulling her toward the water's edge. Shall we get wet? Lily asked, her eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. Of course, let's do it, Ethan replied, and together they ran toward the water. As soon as their feet touched the cold water, they both laughed and started splashing each other. The moment was pure and joyful, and Lily felt her heart warm with every laugh. After a while, they sat on a large rock near the waterfall, still catching their breath from laughing. That was so much fun, Lily said, looking at Ethan. Definitely. I never thought a simple hike could be this enjoyable, Ethan replied, his gaze fixed on Lily. They locked eyes for a moment, the tension between them resurfacing. I really liked you, Lily, Ethan said, the seriousness in his voice making her heart race. I liked you a lot too, Ethan. I never thought finding someone like you was possible, Lily confessed, feeling vulnerable. I promise I'll do my best to show you how special you are to me, Ethan vowed, holding her hand firmly. I believe you, Lily replied, squeezing his hand, feeling an even deeper connection. After spending a few hours at the waterfall, they decided to head back to the cabin. The energy between them was more intense than ever, and they both knew they were ready to explore this new phase of their lives. What an amazing day, Lily said as they walked back. I agree. I can't wait to see what else lies ahead for us, Ethan replied, smiling. When they arrived at the cabin, the sun was already setting, and the sky was painted in shades of orange and pink. I think we should enjoy this view, Ethan suggested, pointing to the porch. Yes, let's sit and take it in, Lily replied as they settled down. As the sun set, they shared stories and laughter, knowing they were creating memories that would last forever. The day that had started as a simple adventure was turning into something much more significant, and they were both eager to see where this journey would take them. The next morning, Lily woke up to the sound of birds singing and sunlight filtering through the window. She stretched, feeling excited about the day ahead. Looking around, she noticed that Ethan was still fast asleep. Determined to surprise him, she quietly got up and started preparing breakfast. As the water boiled for coffee, her mind was filled with thoughts about the days they had spent together. Each moment felt more special than the last, and she was beginning to realize that she was falling for Ethan. What does this mean for us? She wondered. A smile spreading across her face as she imagined a future with him. When the aroma of fresh coffee began to fill the cabin, Ethan finally woke up. He rubbed his eyes, and upon seeing Lily in the kitchen, smiled. Good morning, chef. What are you making? Good morning. I'm making pancakes and coffee. I hope you're hungry, Lily replied, excited. I definitely am. I'm always hungry when you're in the kitchen, Ethan joked, moving closer to her. After breakfast, they decided to spend the day exploring more of the nature around the cabin. How about a hike to that lake I saw on the map? Ethan suggested, showing her a small spot on the paper. That sounds amazing. Let's go, Lily replied, grabbing a water bottle and putting it in the backpack. The hike to the lake was filled with laughter and conversation. They stopped to admire flowers, take photos, and enjoy every moment. When they finally arrived at the lake, the view took their breath away. The water reflected the blue sky, and the trees around seemed to dance with the breeze. This is beautiful, Lily said, amazed. Can we have a picnic here? Great idea. Let's enjoy this view, Ethan agreed, starting to take things out of the backpack. As they settled down, Ethan watched Lily with a smile. You know, I really enjoy spending time with you. I feel like we have an amazing connection. I feel that way too, Ethan. It's like we're in a bubble, away from everything, Lily replied, looking into his eyes. As they talked, the tension between them grew again. Ethan leaned in a little closer and asked, What do you think this means for us? I don't know. This is all so new to me, but I can't deny that I really like you, Lily confessed, feeling nervous. Then why don't we just let it flow and see where it takes us? Ethan suggested, his gaze hopeful. Yes, I would love that, Lily replied, smiling. After the picnic, they decided to take a dip in the lake. The water was refreshing and inviting. They laughed as they jumped in and swam, playfully splashing each other. The day passed quickly, and as the sun began to set, they sat at the water's edge, their feet in the water. These moments are special, Ethan said, looking at the horizon. Life is full of surprises, and I feel like this is one of the best I've ever had. I feel so lucky to be here with you, Ethan. I can't wait to see what else we have ahead of us, Lily replied, feeling her heart race. The energy between them was palpable, and both were aware that they were at a turning point in their lives. The day that had started with a simple breakfast was turning into an unforgettable chapter of their stories, and they were both ready for what was to come next. In the days that followed, the connection between Lily and Ethan only deepened. They spent their mornings exploring trails and their afternoons talking under the shade of the trees. The atmosphere between them was light and fun, but there was an underlying tension that they both felt, a desire for something more that they couldn't ignore. One night, as they sat around the campfire, Ethan cast a thoughtful gaze at the starry sky. You know, when I was younger, I used to look at the stars and imagine where I'd be when I grew up, he said, breaking the silence. Did you end up where you wanted? Lily asked, curious. I thought I did. But now, looking at the stars, I realize I had no idea what I really wanted until you showed up, he replied, his eyes shining with sincerity. Lily felt her heart race. That's so beautiful, Ethan. I feel the same way. I never thought I'd find someone who understood me so well. A silence settled for a moment, and then Ethan turned to her, his expression becoming more serious. Lily, I need to tell you something. Her heart raced. What is it? I'm falling for you, he confessed, his voice trembling slightly. And I don't want this to be just a summer fling. I'm falling for you too, Lily replied, vulnerability in her voice. But what if it doesn't work out? What if we go back to our lives and this all falls apart? I don't know. But I know I want to try. I don't want to regret not having done anything, Ethan asserted, holding her hand. We can face this together. Lily looked into his eyes and saw the sincerity in his gaze. You're right. Let's try, she agreed, feeling a weight lifted from her shoulders. The night continued with laughter and stories, but the tension between them had changed. Now, there was a mutual understanding of what they were building together, and it made the connection even deeper. The next morning, after a quiet breakfast, Ethan suggested, how about we explore the nearest town? We can see what it has to offer and maybe find something fun to do. I love that idea. Let's discover a bit more about the area, Lily replied, excited. When they arrived in town, they were greeted by charming streets and quirky shops. They strolled, stopped to buy ice cream, and entered an antique store. Lily found a beautiful music box, and as she opened it, a soft melody began to play. This is gorgeous, Ethan exclaimed, watching Lily with a smile. I'd love to take this home. It's a perfect reminder of this summer, she said, looking at him hopefully. Let's buy it. You deserve it, Ethan declared, making up his mind. As they left the shop, the light and fun atmosphere continued. They took photos, shared laughs, and discovered new restaurants. By the end of the day, they sat on a park bench watching the sunset. I never wanted this day to end, Lily said, looking at Ethan. Neither did I. I feel like every moment we spend together is precious, he replied. The tension increased again, but now there was comfort in that feeling. I want this to last, Ethan, Lily declared, her voice soft. I want that too. Let's do whatever it takes to make it happen, Ethan promised, looking her in the eyes. When they returned to the cabin that night, both knew they had taken a significant step in their relationship. What had started as a simple friendship was turning into something much deeper. And the certainty that they were ready to face the future together brought smiles to their faces. In the following days, Lily and Ethan's routine became a perfect dance of laughter and intimate moments. Their connection grew deeper with each passing day, and concerns about what the future might bring began to dissipate. They were completely immersed in each other, enjoying the simplicity of being together. One afternoon, as they explored a lesser-known trail, Ethan turned to Lily. Have you thought about where you'd like to be next summer? He asked, his tone light. Maybe in a sunny place with a beach? What do you think? Lily replied, smiling. If you're there, I'll be anywhere, Ethan said, winking at her. Lily laughed, but soon her expression turned more serious. What if, instead of a place, we worked on a new project together? Something we could build side by side? Ethan stopped, surprised by the suggestion. Are you serious? Yes, I love the idea of creating something with you. A little cafe, maybe? A place where people can gather and relax, Lily suggested, her eyes shining. That would be amazing. We could call it Dream Cafe and serve the best apple pie in the world. Ethan joked, excited. Definitely, but we need a good name for the cafe. Something that represents both of us, Lily said, starting to envision the place. The conversation flowed naturally, both becoming excited about the idea. However, a shadow of doubt began to creep into Lily's mind. What if it doesn't work out? What if we drift apart? What will we do then? Ethan noticed the change in her expression and moved closer. Lily, I know we're creating something special here, but that doesn't mean we have to put pressure on ourselves. We can take it slow and see where it leads us. You're right. I don't want to lose what we have, she confessed, looking down. And you won't. I'm here to stay. We'll navigate this together, one step at a time. Ethan reassured her, holding her hand again. As the day unfolded, they visited a small waterfall and spent some time sitting in the shade, talking about dreams and aspirations. The emotional connection between them strengthened with every conversation, and Ethan was increasingly determined to make this relationship work. Later that night, as they sat by the campfire, Lily began to sing a soft song. Ethan joined her, and the music filled the air, creating a magical moment. The melody enveloped them, and for a moment, everything felt perfect. When the song ended, Ethan turned to Lily, his gaze serious. I want you to know that no matter what happens, you will always have a special place in my heart. And you will always have mine, Ethan, Lily replied, feeling a wave of emotion. The love growing between them was intense, and she knew there was no turning back. With the starry sky above them and the gentle breeze passing by, Ethan leaned in and kissed her. It was a kiss that sealed what was between them, a silent promise that they were ready to face whatever came next together. The connection between Lily and Ethan continued to blossom, but like all romances, there were challenges to face. As summer progressed, the reality of their separate lives began to loom closer. With each passing day, the weight of inevitability pressed heavier on their hearts. One morning, as they prepared for another day of adventures, Lily felt a knot in her stomach. She knew she needed to have an honest conversation with Ethan. Can we talk for a moment before we head out? She asked, her voice slightly trembling. Of course, what's going on? Ethan replied, concerned. I've been thinking a lot about us and what comes next, Lily began, hesitating. Summer is almost over, and I just don't want this to end when we go back to our normal lives. Ethan took a deep breath. I've been thinking about that too. It's hard not to worry about what's going to happen when reality sets back in. But that doesn't change how I feel about you. I know, but what if it ends up being just a beautiful memory? Lily questioned, her eyes glistening with the threat of tears. Then we'll have that memory, but I don't want it to be just that. I want us to fight for what we have, Ethan declared, his determination evident. And how are we going to do that? She asked, feeling lost. We can visit each other, we can make plans, we don't have to let this die. It's a matter of effort, Lily, he replied, holding her hands firmly. Do you really think we can do this? She questioned, still unsure. I believe we can. We've already built something incredible in such a short time. What more can we do if we truly want it? Ethan encouraged her. Lily smiled, feeling a bit more confident now. You're right. Let's fight for it. Let's make the most of every moment we have left together and plan for the future. Ethan suggested, his smile radiant. Now, how about a trip to the beach? The day is beautiful. Yes. That sounds perfect, Lily replied, relieved and excited. At the beach, they ran through the waves, played in the sand, and had fun like children. Lily's laughter echoed over the waves, and Ethan felt more alive than ever. As they watched the sunset together, Lily felt a wave of happiness mixed with sadness. I'll never forget this summer, she whispered, gazing at the horizon. Neither will I. But don't think about the end. Think about everything we can still build, Ethan encouraged her, pulling her closer. Lily looked at him, feeling her heart warm. You always know what to say, don't you? I just say what I feel. And I feel that we have a future to explore together, he replied, his words resonating in her heart. With the sky tinged with orange and pink, they shared a passionate kiss, sealing the promise that no matter what happened, they were ready to face the challenges together. The determination to fight for what they had became a force that united them even more. As summer began to wind down, the days grew shorter and the nights cooler. The changing season brought with it a sense of urgency, and both Lily and Ethan felt the pressure that their lives would soon return to normal. However, they were determined to make the most of every moment they had left. One evening, while dining at a seaside restaurant, Ethan cast a concerned glance at Lily. Are you okay? He asked, noticing she seemed quieter than usual. I've been thinking about the future, Lily replied, nervously fiddling with the edge of her plate. About our future? Ethan inquired, leaning in closer. Yes. What's going to happen after summer ends? She questioned, her eyes conveying a mix of hope and fear. I want this to continue. I want us to have a future together, Ethan declared, his voice filled with sincerity. But how? We have completely different lives. You're in New York and I'm in Los Angeles, Lily said, her concern growing. We can find a way. We can visit each other. And if you're willing, we can think of a way to make this work, he suggested, reaching for her hand under the table. And if it doesn't work, what if one of us gets hurt? Lily questioned, her vulnerability on display. Lily, all relationships come with risks, but I feel what we have is special. I'm willing to take that risk, Ethan replied, holding her hand firmly. The two sat in silence for a moment, reflecting on the depth of what they were discussing. Finally, Lily spoke. I also feel it's special, Ethan, but the fear of losing this is terrifying. I understand, but if we don't try, we'll never know what could have been. Think of everything we've built so far. We can't let it slip away, Ethan said, the determination in his voice growing. Lily smiled slightly, recognizing Ethan's strength. You always have a way of making me see things in a new light. And this is just the beginning, Lily. Imagine what else we can create together, he asked, a hopeful smile on his lips. Okay, let's do this. Let's fight for our love, Lily declared, feeling a new sense of determination. As they left the restaurant, the stars shone brightly in the night sky, and the gentle ocean breeze wrapped around them. They walked hand in hand, feeling more connected than ever. The idea of a future together began to seem less distant and more tangible. That night, as they prepared for sleep, Ethan looked at Lily, his gaze filled with emotion. I want you to know I'm here for you, no matter what happens. And I'm here for you, Ethan. We'll make this work, Lily replied, feeling a wave of love and hope. With that, they both drifted off to sleep, dreaming of what the future might hold, ready to face any challenge that might come their way. The last weekend of summer arrived, bringing with it a mix of joy and sadness in the air. Lily and Ethan decided to make the most of their time together, planning a trip to a nearby town where they could explore and create new memories before the impending separation. On the morning of the trip, as they drove along a winding road surrounded by trees, Lily looked out the window, admiring the beauty of the landscape. I don't want this to end, she suddenly said, her voice filled with emotion. Neither do I. But let's make this an unforgettable weekend, Ethan replied, keeping his eyes on the road but feeling the intensity of her words. Upon arriving in town, they checked into a charming bed and breakfast. After dropping off their bags, they decided to stroll through the downtown area, where they found local shops and cozy cafes. In one of the stores, Lily spotted a small souvenir that caught her eye, a necklace with a heart-shaped pendant. Look at this, Ethan. It's so beautiful, she exclaimed, holding the necklace in front of him. You should try it on, he suggested, smiling. After trying on the necklace and seeing her reflection in the mirror, Lily turned to Ethan. What do you think? Does it suit me? It looks amazing on you. But you have to wear it for a special reason, he replied, his eyes shining with a mix of affection and humor. A special reason like a new beginning? She teased, winking. Yes, exactly, a new beginning, Ethan agreed, imagining what the future might hold. As they walked, they decided to stop at a cafe for a quick bite. Sitting at a table on the patio, they talked about everything from travel plans to dreams and ambitions. The light atmosphere of the conversation made the tension about the future feel distant, if only temporarily. Lily, I want you to know that no matter the distance, I'll always be here for you, Ethan said, looking directly into her eyes. I feel the same. Even if we're apart, our connection won't fade. I'll fight for this. Lily replied, touching his hand. After a day full of discoveries, they returned to the bed and breakfast, where they decided to sit in the garden and stargaze. The night was clear, and the temperature was mild, creating the perfect setting for deep conversations. What if we make a promise? Ethan suggested, gazing at the starry sky. A promise? Lily asked, intrigued. Yes, let's promise to meet again, no matter where life takes us. We can send letters, do video calls. Whatever it takes, he proposed. That's beautiful, Ethan. I promise. And I hope that one day we can look back and laugh about all of this, Lily said, feeling her heart warm. They sealed the promise with a soft kiss under the stars, aware that what they had was rare and valuable. The love they had grown during that summer was not something that would easily be lost. That night, as they cuddled up to each other, the weight of goodbye felt a little lighter. They knew that no matter the distance that would separate them, the bond they had created was strong enough to withstand any challenge. Summer was almost over, and Lily's departure day was approaching quickly. Emotions ran high, and every moment together felt precious. They made the most of every minute, but the shadow of goodbye loomed over them like a cloud that wouldn't dissipate. On the morning before her departure, Lily and Ethan decided to visit the local park. They walked hand in hand, soaking in every detail of the surroundings, as if they wanted to store everything in their memories. The atmosphere was filled with the laughter of children and the chirping of birds, but the tension in their hearts was palpable. "I can't believe you're leaving tomorrow," Ethan said, his gaze fixed on the ground as they walked. "Me neither. It feels like summer went by so fast," Lily replied, forcing a smile. "But I want you to know that this doesn't change how I feel about you." "I know, but it's hard not to think about the distance. I wish we could really be together," Ethan said, frustration clear in his voice. Lily stopped and turned to him, holding his face in her hands. "Ethan, we're gonna get through this. You believe in us, right?" "Yes, I want to believe. I just don't know how it will be in practice," he confessed, insecurity evident in his tone. "We're going to make it work. We'll plan our visits and keep in touch. I won't let distance separate us," Lily assured him, looking deep into his eyes. "I won't either. But if it gets tough, what will we do?" he asked, concerned. "We'll remember everything we've lived through. We'll fight for this, no matter what happens. And who knows, maybe one day we can meet again in a different place together," Lily suggested, a glimmer of hope in her eyes. "You're right. If we love each other, we can face anything," Ethan said, holding her hand firmly. As they sat on a park bench, Lily began to draw shapes in the sand with her fingers, contemplating the future. "Ethan, have you thought about how we can create special moments, even from a distance?" she asked, looking at him. "Yes, we can have virtual dates, like watching movies together. We can create traditions," Ethan replied, getting excited about the idea. "That's a great idea. And we can send letters." "I've always dreamed of receiving love letters," Lily said, her smile returning. "Then I'll send you the most romantic letter you've ever seen," Ethan promised, playfully imagining it. "I can't wait. It will be like having a piece of you with me, even when we're apart," she replied, feeling more optimistic. Later, as the sun began to set, they sat in silence, watching the sky fill with vibrant colors. The beauty of the moment felt almost magical, and they both knew that the love they shared was strong enough to withstand the distance. "We promise this isn't the end," Ethan said, breaking the silence. "I promise, and as long as we're together, it will never be an end," Lily declared, certainty in her voice. They turned to each other, and amidst laughter and tears, they shared a passionate kiss, knowing that this moment would be etched in their hearts forever. On the morning of Lily's departure, the sun shone brightly, as if trying to comfort them in that difficult moment. The house was filled with laughter and emotions, but inside Lily, a storm of feelings was brewing. As she packed her things, Ethan watched her, his heart tightening at the thought of their separation. "Lily, are you ready?" he asked, trying to keep his voice calm. "Almost," she replied, looking in the mirror, adjusting her hair. "Just one more moment." Ethan approached and placed his hand on her shoulder. "You know I'm going to miss you, right? I'm going to miss you too. Every second away from you is going to be hard," Lily said, turning to face him. "Let's make this a new adventure. And when you come back, we can start planning something bigger," Ethan suggested, trying to ease the tension. "Something bigger like what?" she questioned, with a weak smile. "Like a vacation together, or maybe even thinking about living in the same city," he replied, his gaze filled with hope. Lily bit her lip, thoughtful. "That would be amazing, but for now, we need to be realistic. Our jobs and responsibilities, I know, but it's good to dream," he interrupted, taking her hand and holding it firmly. "I don't want to lose hope. And I don't want to either." "I'll hold on to that, Ethan," Lily promised, her heart racing. After a breakfast full of conversation, the two set out for the train station. The journey felt longer than ever, and anxiety grew with every step. When they arrived, the station was crowded, but they could only see each other. "I don't want this to end," Lily said, her voice trembling. "Neither do I. Let's make plans to meet, okay?" Ethan replied, still holding her hand. "Yes, I'll call you as soon as I get home. And I promise we'll have an action plan," she assured, even though sadness lingered in her eyes. The train announcement echoed through the station, and Lily's heart raced. "This is my train," she said, hesitating. "Just one more moment," Ethan requested, pulling her closer. They embraced tightly, as if they wanted to merge into one. Time seemed to stand still, and the world around them disappeared. Finally, they pulled away, still holding hands. "I love you, Lily," Ethan said, his voice strong and full of emotion. "I love you too, Ethan." "That will never change," she replied, holding back tears. Then the train arrived, and the doors opened. Lily stepped inside, still looking at Ethan, who stood on the platform watching her. With one last exchange of glances, Lily turned and found her seat. As the train pulled away, she saw Ethan recede, smaller with each passing moment, but always present in her heart. Days turned into weeks and weeks into months, as Lily and Ethan tried to adapt to the new reality of their separate lives. Both dedicated themselves to work and daily responsibilities, but at night, when loneliness settled in, they always remembered each other. Lily began working more hours than ever, diving into projects to distract her mind. However, the truth was that even amidst the busyness, she missed Ethan every moment. Every night, she would sit with her phone in hand, hesitating before calling him, recalling the promises they had made. Finally, she decided she needed to hear his voice. "Hi, Ethan. How are you?" Lily said, trying to hold back the anxiety in her voice. "Hi, Lily. I'm good, but I miss you," he replied, the longing evident in his words. "I miss you too. Work has been intense, but I'm trying to keep busy," she confessed. "Are you managing? I hope you're not overloading yourself," Ethan asked, concerned. "Yeah, I'm trying, but sometimes all I can think about is you. And how much easier life would be if we were together," Lily admitted, feeling a tear roll down her cheek. "I know, there are days I feel like I'm struggling to find meaning in all this. But remember our promise, we're going to make this work," Ethan said, his voice filled with determination. "You're right, we can connect in other ways. How about we have a virtual dinner this week?" suggested Lily, getting excited about the idea. "That would be amazing. We can cook together, even from a distance. I'll prepare something special." Ethan replied, his enthusiasm evident. In the following days, Lily and Ethan began planning the virtual dinner, exchanging recipes and tips about the dishes they wanted to prepare. The anticipation for that night became a light amid the darkness of longing. Finally, the day of the dinner arrived. Lily prepared a delicious dish, while Ethan did the same at his place. When the video call started, their smiles lit up the screen, and nerves quickly turned into joy. "Hey, beautiful. You look amazing," Ethan said, making Lily blush. "Thanks. You look great too. What did you prepare?" she asked, admiring his meal. "A special dish I learned from my mom. I hope you like it." "And what did you make?" he asked, curious. "I made your favorite. I hope it turned out as good as I imagined," she replied, serving herself. As the night progressed, they lost themselves in conversations and laughter, sharing stories about their weeks and making plans for the future. Each shared moment brought them closer, making the distance feel a little smaller. "I love these moments with you. They make everything seem easier," Ethan said, looking into Lily's eyes through the screen. "I do too. It's like you're here with me. I can't wait until we can do this in person again," she replied, dreaming of the day they would be together again. The night ended with promises of more virtual dinners and regular video calls, keeping the connection alive. Even though distance still existed, the love they shared was stronger than ever, and they were determined to make it work. The months continued to pass, and Lily and Ethan's routine adjusted to the new normal. Regular communication helped keep the flame of love alive, but the longing was a constant that could not be ignored. They were both excited for the upcoming visit, which would happen during the Thanksgiving holiday. As the day approached, Lily found herself getting more nervous each day. She wanted everything to be perfect, especially since Ethan would be meeting her parents for the first time. To ease her anxiety, she decided to make a list of everything she needed to organize for his visit. The day before Ethan's arrival, Lily was in the kitchen, preparing a pumpkin pie, a Thanksgiving tradition. Her mother was by her side, helping with the ingredients. "You're nervous, aren't you?" her mother asked, looking at Lily's face. "A little," Lily admitted while stirring the dough. "I just want him to feel welcome. It's the first time he's coming here." "That's normal. Just be yourself and let things flow. Your parents will love meeting him," her mother said, encouragingly. "I hope so," Lily replied, a shy smile appearing on her face. When the day finally arrived, Lily woke up early, filled with energy and nerves. She dressed carefully, choosing a dress she knew Ethan loved. As she got ready, she couldn't stop thinking about what he would say when he met her parents. At the appointed hour, the doorbell rang, and her heart raced. She ran to the door, opening it quickly to find Ethan holding a bouquet of flowers. "Hi, beautiful," he said, his smile radiant. Hi, you're here, Lily exclaimed, stepping forward and hugging him tightly. The scent of the flowers filled the air, and she smiled as she felt his warmth. I was eager to see you. The flowers are for you, but not as much as you are, Ethan joked, handing her the bouquet. You're so sweet, she said, smelling the flowers. Let's go inside. My parents are waiting. As they entered the house, the atmosphere was filled with warmth and welcome. Lily's parents were in the living room, and when she introduced Ethan to them, the environment seemed to glow with good energy. Hi, I'm Ethan. It's a pleasure to finally meet you, he said, extending his hand to greet her parents. Hi, Ethan. I've heard so much about you. Lily can't stop talking about you, her mother replied, a warm smile on her face. I hope I've lived up to good expectations, Ethan said, laughing nervously. Lily felt her heart warm as she watched their interaction. The Thanksgiving dinner was on the way, and everyone gathered around the table with steaming, flavorful dishes. During the meal, Lily paid close attention to every word, noticing that Ethan was doing very well. The conversations were cheerful, and soon everyone was laughing and sharing stories. The atmosphere was perfect. So Ethan, how did you meet Lily? Her father asked as they served dessert. Oh, it was an amazing summer. We met at a local festival. Since then, I knew she was special, Ethan replied, looking at Lily with a sparkle in his eyes. She always had good taste, her father joked, winking at Lily, who was beaming. As the meal came to an end, everyone was satisfied and happy. Lily felt relieved and grateful that everything had gone so well. The connection between Ethan and her parents seemed to have blossomed, which made her heart light. After dinner, they settled in the living room, where they talked more and shared laughs. It was exactly what Lily had imagined. The night continued to be light and joyful, as Lily, Ethan, and her parents enjoyed themselves, exchanging stories and laughter. Time seemed to fly, and Lily felt increasingly happy to have Ethan by her side. In the midst of the conversation, Lily's father stood up and went to the piano that was in the living room. Let's do a little performance. Whenever we have special guests, we do this. What do you think? That sounds fun, Lily said, excited. Ethan smiled, looking at Lily with curiosity. I'd love to. What kind of music do you play? Lily's father began to play a soft melody while her mother started to sing. The music filled the room, creating a magical atmosphere. Lily felt her heart warm as she saw her parents happy, and Ethan seemed enchanted by the scene. Are you going to perform for us? Lily's mother asked Ethan with a playful smile. How about you play something? Me? Oh, I'm not as skilled as you, Ethan replied, laughing nervously. Come on, Ethan, show us what you can do, Lily encouraged, animated. With a determined look, Ethan decided it was time to get into the spirit of the night. Okay, if you insist, I'll give it a try. He stood up and went to the piano. Lily watched with a mix of anxiety and anticipation. Ethan began to play a melody that was gentle but had a touch of emotion. The music seemed to tell its own story. As he finished, the room erupted in applause. You're amazing. I didn't know you played so well, Lily exclaimed in awe. Thanks. I used to play more when I was younger, but I haven't practiced, Ethan said, a bit embarrassed. You need to play more. It's a wonderful talent, Lily's mother praised. After this performance, the conversation flowed again, full of stories and laughter. Lily's parents seemed enchanted by Ethan, and he felt at ease, making jokes and creating an increasingly strong connection with them. Later, as the night came to an end, Lily realized time had flown by. It was a magical night, she said, looking at Ethan. It really was. Thank you for welcoming me so warmly, Ethan replied, his gaze sincere. You will always be welcome here, Ethan, Lily's mother said with a warm smile. When Ethan said goodbye, Lily felt a pang in her heart. I hope we can have more nights like this, she said, holding his hand. I hope so too. I can't wait to come back, he replied, looking into her eyes with intensity. As soon as Ethan left, Lily turned to her parents, who wore proud smiles. I knew you would love Ethan. He's a wonderful young man, Lily. I'm happy for you, her father said, lightly patting her shoulder. As they prepared for bed, Lily couldn't stop smiling. Her relationship with Ethan seemed to have deepened, and the love they felt for each other was stronger than ever. The days following the Thanksgiving holiday passed quickly, and the festive atmosphere filled the city. Christmas lights began adorning the streets, and store windows were decorated with holiday themes. Lily was excited, as Christmas was her favorite time of year, and she couldn't wait to share these traditions with Ethan. As she prepared for Christmas, Lily decided to invite Ethan to spend the holiday with her family. She knew this would be a big step, but she felt that her love for him was growing stronger every day. As she sent the message to Ethan, her heart raced with anticipation. "Hi, Ethan. I was thinking, would you like to spend Christmas here with my family? It would be wonderful to have you with us." She pressed send and anxiously awaited a response. After a few minutes that felt like an eternity, her phone buzzed. "Hi, Lily. That would be amazing. I'd love to spend Christmas with you and your family. I can't wait." Ethan's response made her heart leap with joy. With that, the preparations began, and Lily dedicated herself to making everything perfect. She spent the next few days decorating the house, baking Christmas cookies, and preparing the feast. On Christmas Eve, the house was filled with joy and love. Lily's family gathered for the feast, and everyone was excited to welcome Ethan. When he finally arrived, wearing a big smile and holding a wrapped gift, Lily felt that everything was complete. "Hi, everyone," Ethan greeted, looking at Lily's family with enthusiasm. "Merry Christmas." "Merry Christmas, Ethan. We're so glad you're here," Lily's mother said, welcoming him with a warm hug. "I brought something special for you, Lily," Ethan said, handing her the gift. "I hope you like it." With her eyes shining with curiosity, Lily unwrapped the gift and found a beautiful heart-shaped necklace. "It's gorgeous, Ethan. Thank you," she said, touched. "I wanted you to have something that represented how I feel about you," he replied, looking into her eyes with sincerity. After exchanging gifts, everyone sat down at the table for the Christmas feast. Lily felt so happy to have Ethan by her side, and the connection between them seemed to grow even stronger. The conversation was filled with laughter and family stories, and Ethan was perfectly at ease. After dinner, they gathered in the living room to open Christmas presents. Lily was excited to see Ethan's reaction to her gift. She had chosen a photo album that captured special moments of the two of them throughout the year. "I hope you like it," Lily said, handing the gift to Ethan. He opened the album and began flipping through the pages, his eyes lighting up at each new photo. "Wow, Lily, this is amazing. I'm going to treasure this forever," he said, moved. The night ended with everyone gathering around the Christmas tree, sharing stories and laughter. As the midnight bells began to chime, Lily turned to Ethan, who was by her side. "I never thought Christmas could be so special," she said, holding his hand. "It's special because you're here," Ethan replied, looking at her fondly. They leaned in toward each other, and amidst the joy of the night, they shared a soft kiss, feeling the love growing between them. After Christmas, Lily and Ethan's connection continued to grow. They met frequently, exploring the city, attending shows, and even spending sunny afternoons at the park. Each moment together solidified the love they felt for one another. One afternoon, while walking in the park, Lily decided it was time to open up about her feelings. "Ethan, I want to be honest with you. I feel like I'm falling in love with you," she said, looking into his eyes. Ethan stopped, surprised, but a smile spread across his face. "I do too, Lily. From the very first moment we met, I felt a special connection. You're amazing." Lily's heart raced at those words. They moved closer and shared a soft kiss, sealing the promise of true love. A month later, Lily felt nervous. Ethan had asked to meet her in a special place. What could it be? She wondered as she headed to the restaurant where they had their first date. When she arrived, she found Ethan waiting, his face lit up with a nervous smile. "Hi, Lily," he said, fidgeting. "I wanted this place to be special because you are special to me." Lily's heart raced. "What do you want to tell me?" Ethan took a deep breath and knelt down. "Lily, you are the woman of my dreams. Will you marry me?" Tears of joy streamed down Lily's face. "Yes, of course, I want to." They stood up and embraced, both radiant with happiness. As they celebrated their engagement with a romantic dinner, Lily realized that all the challenges and doubts they had faced had brought them to this perfect moment. Their love, which had started as an arrangement, was now genuine and deep. After the engagement, Lily and Ethan were in ecstasy. Life felt magical, and they were eager to start planning the wedding. Lily's family was thrilled with the news and quickly got involved in the preparations. "Do you have any idea of how you'd like the wedding to be?" Lily's mother asked while they were in the kitchen preparing a snack. I want something intimate, just close friends and family. A beautiful place, maybe outdoors, Lily replied, daydreaming. That sounds perfect. I can help with the decorations, her mother said excitedly. Meanwhile, Ethan was equally enthusiastic. We should visit some places. I want you to love every detail. Lily smiled, feeling lucky to have Ethan by her side. Together, they began visiting venues and discussing themes. Each meeting brought more joy and anticipation, and Lily loved the feeling of planning something so special with the person she loved. Finally, they chose a beautiful garden as their wedding venue. With flowers in full bloom and a small fountain in the background, the setting was perfect. Lily knew it was the ideal place to seal their love. When the wedding day arrived, Lily felt nervous but filled with happiness. Dressed in an elegant white gown, she looked at herself in the mirror, admiring her reflection. Today is the day, she whispered to herself. Ethan waited at the altar, his gaze filled with love and admiration as she walked toward him. The ceremony was filled with emotions, laughter, and tears of joy. They exchanged heartfelt vows, promising eternal love to one another. I commit to loving you, supporting you, and respecting you for all the days of my life, Ethan said, his voice firm and clear. And I promise to be your partner in all the adventures and challenges life brings us, Lily replied, feeling every word. As they kissed, the audience applauded, and the love they shared seemed to radiate to everyone around them. It was a magical moment, and Lily knew she had finally found true love. After the ceremony, the reception was filled with joy, dancing, and laughter. As they celebrated with friends and family, Lily and Ethan felt grateful for everything they had experienced together. And so, their story, which began with an arrangement, transformed into a true and profound love. They knew they would face life's challenges together, but they were ready for it, united by the love they had cultivated. After the reception, Lily and Ethan set off for their honeymoon. They chose an exotic destination, a paradise beach, filled with palm trees and crystal-clear waters. The environment was perfect for relaxing and celebrating their newfound love. On the first day, as they walked along the white sand, Ethan held Lily's hand and said, I can't believe we're married. This place is even more beautiful with you here. Lily smiled, looking at the sea. It's true. I've always dreamed of coming to a place like this, and now I'm here with you. They spent their days exploring the island, going on boat rides, and snorkeling in the warm ocean waters. Each new experience strengthened their connection. At night, they dined by candlelight, sharing laughter and dreams for the future. One night, as they gazed at the stars, Ethan gathered the courage to talk about the future. Lily, now that we're married, have you thought about what our life will be like going forward? She looked at him thoughtfully. Of course. I imagine we'll build a life together, full of love and adventures. I want to have a family, but I also want to continue my career. Ethan nodded, admiring her determination. I also want to have a family, but I want you to know that your dreams are important to me. I'll be here to support you in everything. Those words touched Lily's heart. She knew she had found not only a partner, but a true companion who would support her ambitions. The days on the beach passed quickly, and soon it was time to head home. As they drove to the airport, Lily reflected on everything that had happened. The wedding, the honeymoon, and the love that was growing between them made her excited for the future. Upon returning home, they were greeted with love by family and friends. Normal life began again, but now there was a new dynamic. They decided to move into a larger apartment where they could start their life together. Amid the move, one day, as they were organizing their things, Ethan turned to Lily and said, I have a surprise for you. A surprise? Lily asked, curious. Yes, I found the perfect place for us. It's a house we can call home. Let's go see it. Lily felt her heart race. A house? That's amazing. I'd love to see it. They went to the house, which was located in a quiet neighborhood with a lovely backyard. When they entered, Lily immediately felt at home. It's perfect, Ethan, she exclaimed. And the best part is that we can make this place ours, personalizing every corner. How about we start planning our dreams? Ethan said, holding her hand. With her eyes sparkling with excitement, Lily replied, Yes, let's make this house our home. And so, as they navigated life together, Lily and Ethan knew that each day would be a new adventure, filled with love and challenges, but always by each other's side. As the sun set, enveloped in an aura of love and hope, Lily and Ethan embraced, feeling they had built not just a house, but a home filled with memories and promises. As the light of day faded, Ethan looked at Lily with a gentle smile. "Have you ever thought about how our lives intertwined in such unexpected ways? An arranged marriage that became something so beautiful." Lily nodded, feeling the emotion rise. "It's incredible to think about how it all started. I was so reluctant at first, but now I realize that every moment brought us here. You've shown me the true meaning of love." Ethan held her hands, his eyes shining with affection. "I promise we'll make each day together a new adventure. I want us to build our dreams side by side." Lily smiled, her eyes filled with tears of happiness. "And I want us to support each other in every step we take. Our journey is just beginning, and I know we'll face challenges, but together we'll be unbeatable." In the comfortable silence that followed, the sound of children laughing nearby filled the air. "Have you thought about how many kids you'd like to have?" Ethan asked playfully. "Well, I've always dreamed of having a big family," Lily replied, her eyes sparkling. "Maybe a pair of twins. And who knows, one or two more." Ethan laughed. "Sounds like an exciting challenge, but I can promise I'll be by your side every step of the way, even on sleepless nights." They both shared a laugh, and in that moment of lightness, the future felt bright before them. As they stood to head home, Ethan pulled Lily close. "Let's make a pact. Every year, we'll plan a new adventure, whether it's a trip, a project, or something that helps us grow as a couple." "I'd love that. That way, we'll never let routine win," Lily said, feeling inspired. When they arrived home, the aroma of her favorite dinner lingered in the air. As they set the table together, Lily reflected on how their lives had changed since the day they met. It was as if every little moment had shaped them into who they were now. After dinner, as they relaxed on the couch, Ethan held Lily's hand and said, "I couldn't imagine my life any other way. Every day by your side is a gift, and I can't wait to see where our journey takes us." "Me too, Ethan. I'm excited to explore everything life has to offer by your side." "This is just the beginning," Lily replied, her heart warmed by the certainty that they were ready to face the future together. And so, under the stars shining in the night sky, Lily and Ethan lost themselves in conversations about dreams and aspirations. They knew life would bring challenges, but they were prepared to face them together, with love and determination.